This video brings about an understanding and knowledge of what circumcision or female genital mutilation does to an average woman out there, especially during sexual intercourse. You must have heard that they don't enjoy sex. Okay, why is it that they don't enjoy sex? Many people be like, why is it that they don't enjoy sex? If the circumcision was not done on the vaginal opening, why is it that they don't enjoy sex? What is Now I'm going to give us an illustrative explanation of what happens when a circumcised woman engages in sexual intercourse. Now, this is going to be my illustrative item, this bottle. And this bottle is considered the vaginal opening. But before that, we have an understanding that circumcision is in four good types. Four types. And I don't want to go into those types because we are not really talking about circumcision as a topic, right? But I must give us this view or this understanding or knowledge that these four types of circumcision, each and every one of them, has a massive negative effect on the clitoris. A great negative effect on the clitoris. There is an impact on the clitoris. It is either the clitoris is totally removed or partially removed. Now, an individual that have been circumcised, and you know that when we talk about circumcision, we mean cut. So an individual whose clitoris have been cut off or whose clitoris have been tampered with sharp blade, of course, the body has to respond in such a manner as to bring about an environment or a situation where the blood loss is not so much. In other words, as these people cut and do their procedure, the body have to form scar tissue. The body has to form scar tissue. And I just said something right now. I just said that the four of them tampers with the clitoris. So it means that whether the clitoris was removed along with the labia minora, or the clitoris was removed and then there is infibulation, they sew everything together, leaving only the opening for urine and the opening for sexual intercourse. Either of these ones, the clitoris has been tampered with. And if the clitoris has been tampered with, number one, there'll be formation of scar tissues. Number two, we must understand that the major scope, the major area or location orgasm, where orgasm or reaching orgasm is localized is the clitoris. The clitoris determines whether you have maximum pleasure or not, right? Or let me say, the clitoris is part of those organs in the female reproductive system that determines whether an individual, a woman, reaches orgasm or not. It is one of them, right? Now, when this scar tissue is formed, which is a fibrous tissue, and fibrous tissues are not elastic. Look at my skin. This is my skin. Don't look at these scars here, right? They are not even scars. Okay, now this is my skin, and you find out that there are no scars here. And when you touch, you see that it is elastic. It is elastic. It is elastic, right? Now, when eventually I sustain an injury, okay, I'm not seeing any scar, any pronounced or permanent scar tissue on my body because I don't have one, but I have one here. Here, no, I have one here. I don't know. Okay, let me try. Let me try. Now, here. Okay, now this is a scar tissue. If you are close to me, you find out that this scar tissue cannot be elastic. In other words, if there is a situation where the body needed to expand, there is a situation where the body needed to expand as per this is skin and it has what it takes to expand to to expand and relax, to contract and relax. This particular place I just showed you where I sustained an injury and has now formed the scar tissue will never contract and relax easily, right? Now, that is also the reason why women that have gone through CS before are advised not to try vaginal delivery, especially without um, a specialist's supervision, right? But let us not deviate. Now back to what we're talking about. Remember, I said this is a vagina, right? And we must understand that during sexual intercourse, lots of things are going on that moment. And one of the things that are going on that moment is that the vagina tends to contract. The muscles of the vagina tends to contract and relax. And you must understand that when we talk about sex, we're talking about your muscles and the muscles of your partner responding to certain hormonal influences in your body, coursing through your body, right? So at that point in time, the muscles of the vagina is busy, relaxing, contracting, and relaxing. And of course, the penile muscle, the blood rush, in fact, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. Okay. The penile muscles, if you have paid attention, if you have had sex and you have paid attention, you will find out that there is throbbing, that the penile muscles throbs, the penis throbs. And the reason why the penis is throbbing is because the penis is currently going through a process called contraction and relaxation. The veins in the penis, the veins, the arteries lining the penis, they are going through what we call contraction and relaxation. And that is why the penis throbs. Okay, let's not go far away. Illustration. Cool. Now, brethren, listen. This is the vaginal canal, and your the clitoris that have been mangled, the clitoris that have been mutilated, poor clitoris. It's right here at the top, right at the top. Now, remember, it's no longer there. It's now a scar tissue. Why? Because the clitoris have been mutilated, and now what is there is scar tissue, and everything is just like flat. No clitoris poking out its head. So number one is that the man, the partner of this woman in question, will not be able to stimulate the clitoris. Number two is at the intensification of sex or sexual intercourse. On a very good day, if this woman have clitoris that is not mutilated, if her clitoris have not been mutilated, what is supposed to happen is this. This is the vaginal canal. The contraction and the relaxation. You see, I contracted this. Now I removed my hand and everything is back to normal, right? That is what happens. Now the contraction and relaxation, it keeps intensifying because at every point in time, at every phase, from phase one to the fourth phase, I don't have time to make mention of all those things, but you can go back to my video where I spoke about phases of sexual intercourse and all that. It's there. So at that time, it is intensified from one phase to another. It intensifies. The relaxation, the contraction, it intensifies. It gets to the point where it is so intense, and that is where we call the climax, where the woman begins to orgasm, right? Where she gets the good stuff and all that. So we find out that the contraction, relaxation. Now, at the point where this is supposed to intensify to that maximum capacity and climax, that is where the problem is. And what is the problem? The problem is that because there is a scar tissue that will not allow so much elasticity, because there is a scar tissue up here. Now, because there is a scar tissue, yes, assume that we have a vaginal opening, right? But because there is a scar tissue, the clitoris is out of the way because someone mutilated the clitoris of this young child, of this lady, hmm, it is the feeling that this person is going to be getting is going to be like a closed can, a closed bottle, a closed water can. I'm giving an illustration here. Now, I'm trying to contract. You find out that my contraction does not go as much as I want it to go. Do you get what I'm saying? The contraction does not go as much as I want it to go. Now, see this. On a very good day, if there was no mutilation, there was no mutilation. If I want this contraction to go all the way down, go. Do you see that? Do you see that? Now, mutilation happened. Female genital mutilation happened. Genital mutilation happened, and this is what we see right now. It is not doing it, it is not. So at the climax of sexual intercourse, this woman does not orgasm. This woman does not orgasm. Yes, she has the feeling that somebody is inside of her and somebody is doing something inside of her. But this woman does not orgasm the way that people with 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 full genitalia, with their genitalia full and complete, reaches orgasm, comes back and gets to orgasm again without feeling like I'm wasting my time. What is happening? I don't feel anything. This woman has limitations here because her genital was mutilated. Now, do you understand the kind of psychological pain these women go through? Because you would think that, I mean, it's not as if they just mutilated them today or they mutilated them yesterday. No, they did not. But do you know what it feels that your husband is touching you, yet you don't feel what many people, the testimony that many women give, you cannot stand to give the same testimony. Why? Because you got mutilated. That is the height of it. Sometimes they get depressed. Sometimes they don't feel good. Sometimes psychologically they are stressed out. So I urge us all, if you're watching this video, it's time for you to share it. And I urge us all to have that understanding that it's now or never. We got to stop this. All right. I don't know, but I believe that there are a lot of communities that are still practicing this evil and they need to stop it. They have to stop it. They must stop it. Female genital mutilation has to stop because they are depriving female of certain things that they are supposed to enjoy. And now you get older, you find out that you cannot enjoy this and you don't even, you cannot do anything about it. It's crazy. I think I've got a little emotional, but all right, guys. This is Sexuality and Health Wellness. I am Nostamsi Nova, and I'll see you all in my next video. Do like, subscribe, share this video. Love you.